Referendums went forward Sunday in eastern Ukraine despite widespread statements condemning the votes as illegal and illegitimate. Adding to the tension, no sign Russian President Vladimir Putin is making good on last week's promise to withdraw troops from the Ukrainian border, according to U.S. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel.
Well, they're not leaving, as far as we can tell. You'd have to ask President Putin as to why he says they're leaving and when, in fact, they're not.
Sanctions imposed by the United States and its NATO allies do not appear to have altered Moscow's aggressive posture towards Ukraine.
Russia continues to isolate itself. For a short-term gain, the Russians may feel that somehow they're winning, but the world is not about just short-term.
This is the same playbook that we saw in Crimea playing out in eastern Ukraine. It is an insurgency-type action by the Russians to create unrest.
Republican Senator Kelly Ayotte wants the United States to target entire sectors of the Russian economy before Ukraine's national elections May 25th.
It's time for the administration to issue the sectoral sanctions before the elections so that those elections will not be disrupted, so that they can go forward. I believe issuing the sanctions when the elections are interfered with is too late.
Fellow Republican Lindsey wants President Barack Obama to seek formal congressional approval of further punitive measures against Russia.
Instead of doing this by executive order, Mr. President, come to the Congress and see if you could get bipartisan buy-in to sectoral sanctions, which would send a stronger message to Putin. It would hurt the Russian economy more, and I think it would bolster our allies.
I think we should be pushing the Europeans hard for sectoral-based sanctions.
Democratic Senator Chris Murphy agrees Russia must pay a heavier price, but says the United States cannot do it alone.
The fact is that the United States acting unilaterally on sanctions may harm our security interests, not advance them. U.S. sanctions alone are not enough to change the calculus on the ground in Moscow, and ultimately may give political impetus to Putin within Russia to continue his provocations.
Late Saturday, the Obama administration restated its threat to, quote, impose greater costs on Russia, but did not say when it might do so. Michael Bowman, VOA News, Washington.